I've never been up here.
Oh, yeah. Do you live local?
No, I
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
started going to Passion for a little bit, and then I found a smaller church I really liked. But it was so cool over there,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it was over in
All right.
Yeah, it's not there no more.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna welcome everybody on Facebook, do a little intro. I encourage you to listen. I see some new faces in the room, so I'd like to make sure you know what this is, why you're here. First and foremost, though, could I ask everyone to take out their phones and scan that QR code to check in? If you experience any technical difficulties, I can't fix it because it's not my website, but please let me know so I can report it to them. I hope that by now everybody stopped by the front desk and asked for their free cup of coffee. If not, it's not too late, but I don't want you to leave because you're going to miss presentation. So maybe it is too late. Everyone needs to be caffeinated, right? That's kind of the mission of 1 Million Cups. Woo! And Casey should be up any minute with donuts. I set up the table right outside the door so that you can see the full menu from Hero Donuts, as well as pick up a sticker if you're a sticker collector like I am. But for those who are joining us for the first time, I just want to do a little introduction. 1 Million Cups is a weekly event that was started by the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City and is currently held in more than 130 communities across the nation with the goal of caffeinating entrepreneurs nationwide every Wednesday, anytime before noon. So you have chapters that are meeting all across the country, Wednesday mornings, at random times. That means that if you are interested in presenting, you can actually apply to present at any one of those chapters. And if they accept you virtually, that means that you could probably do 3 in one day if you really wanted to. That'd be crazy. I don't suggest it. Anyway, every Wednesday, all those communities meet to give each other support, encouragement, and feedback over a cup of coffee. Our community, the Atlanta South chapter, meets here at Rome in the town at Trilith every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10. And an early stage startup will present their company to a diverse audience of their peers. That's us, by the way. Before things get started, though, I just want to acknowledge our community sponsors. Rome, this co-working space, they are, as I mentioned, a co-working space. That means it's a pay to work environment. We love that you all are here. We welcome you to stay for the day. However, if you're going to, you've got to check in with the front desk because they're going to want you to pay for that spot. However, Miss Thais, I had a really hard time figuring out how to pronounce your name. I hope I did it right. Thais, I love it. I will remember that. Thais, we are going to, that mug is a gift to you, and I'm also going to give you a free day pass. It has a $50 value. You are welcome to use it anytime. They know what to do with it when you show up downstairs. That is Rome's, in addition to this room, that is Rome's gift, is to give a free day pass away each week. My company, Jason Hunter Design, for volunteering their time and resources to organize and promote the event. Edwin Jarvis, who prints our flyers that we distribute. Actually, I've got to reload so that I can start sending you guys home with some flyers to distribute. Counterculture Coffee, which is whose coffee fills your mugs. And Hero Donuts, located right downstairs. And as soon as Casey gets here, we will all be able to enjoy them. Our presentation this morning is from Thais Flowers, which has thaisflowers.com. And we're going to let her tell us all about that. So give me 1 second to switch cameras around and make sure everything is good technologically. All right. I guess I was sharing that the whole time, not my face, which is totally fine. But you don't have a presentation to share, right? It's all you. You are the presentation. Is there anything you'd like me to put on the screen for everybody? Okay, sure. Give me a moment to do that. There you go. All right. Okay, donuts are here. The table right outside the door is where you can find them. If you would like a donut, please take this moment to go out and get one. If not, they'll be there for afterwards as well. Ron's got the right idea. There we go. Go ahead, people, be followers. Go get donuts. They're delicious. They're made with brioche, which is very different than a typical donut. I don't really know my donuts, but I know
Yeah.
that they're really good.
Exotic though.
They are really good. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the way that they are baked, like they almost separate, so you can take the bottom and put it on top. Kids love that.
Sandwich. I do that with my
Donut
cupcakes.
My,
It's like
my
a
third grade teacher taught me about that. I've
Really?
like never been able to eat a muffin any other way. Like
It's
take the bottom
best.
off, put it on top, make it a sandwich.
Perfect.
Genius.
Perfectly
I've
proportioned.
never done that.
You will?
Next time I get them up.
What?
Everything is. They have one. So they're.
That's all, right, and then they just,
on.
is the same, and it's really smart. Right, you're gonna make it one way by not use it. It's really very efficient type of, wow, really. Well, I am dairy and gluten free, but I have indulged in these donuts and they are ridiculous.
Very included.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Painful. You know, I shared it with others. I did not actually get to drink it this year. This discovery is very different.
That's
I know. Acupuncture, 100% better. Acupuncture and stress relief. Bill, I love Bill, and he absolutely does help me. But no, it was Rawls with Balance Energy wellness. I was like 25 minutes on the table, and when I got up, I felt great. That was spiritual. Actually, did we give a notebook out already? I think there were three.
She took one.
Oh, good. So right next to you with.
Okay.
You are our first. Let me grab a notebook for you.
She helped out with them.
You grab
Yeah.
Any other first timers in the room? No, right? Yes, you have a notebook.
I have a
This is a pen.
This chapter.
Just one more
So-
notebook and a pen. It's in the
What
white
is,
box.
what is it? What is he doing?
Well, we started as.
All right.
That's awesome. Julie, I started.
Yeah, exactly.
So Thais, we are live on Facebook and ready to go anytime you are.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good morning. We're great.
So,
Woo!
My name is Faye Mills, and I'm an abstract artist. From Louisiana, and I did not do Mardi Gras this season, so I'm very and give it out. No one has to show any.
I was gonna say, are there bees in there?
And like some people, when I heard about 1 million coming, I didn't think it was, you know, people that he's gonna come out, hang out every Wednesday to support each other and notes, other people. I was published after my column. I grew up next to entertainment journalist Helen Roberts, who happens to be the big sister of Robin Roberts from America. So it was literally like. The father was a TV airman, mother was a teacher. I mean, Robin, even though she was so busy, she would make time to fly back. And watch her every morning, you know, about. It was a labor of love that I was honored to get a bird's eye view of for about 20 years until her happened, and like so many others, it rips me from my city. And that was before Facebook and all of that, so it was like, if you just met out, you shared a shot of Kahlua it was like if me and you met and you just gave me a card, like I met her, I don't know, and we didn't have social media, and it was really a time where I would just take my articles and go to the senior facilities and drop them off where the students probably would go, or gas stations of mom and pops, and things to call the newspaper to be on the distributing list. And I had my own strategic ways, even in my very early 20s, to get my name out. I had a column called POW, all the way back. I got some throwbacks here. And if you could remember, prisoner of war, very first POW, it's so good to be short nowadays. I have to have a little Vanna White moment. I'll put it. And prisoner of war was huge, and there was one little lady who was Catholic and was Catholic Lynch, and she was number one. And that those three numbers took over our papers, you know, and I like the it was on sale. I love the sleep sales. And I was like, how could I make that relatable item? What could I do to just give a sense of thought to my city? With something with a title that prolific. So I said every week, I say, well, this off with it. Someone pisses you off every week. So I took POW and I thought in my head, and just off with it, we're gonna number it like that. And now when we see POW, we're gonna have something to talk about with this year. Thought too. With this show by your ex, with this show about, you know, coming in late to work, Bourbon Street after Mardi Gras. I'm about to make a meme.
It's just that I'm
Right.
like, I am so aware that that is there, and still last night I banged my head on it too,
Right?
so
And
you can't avoid it.
it's like a bird with a window, you just grab it. Okay, we're all here. And that's exactly what I did. South Weekly, it actually did not get accepted. I wrote Southern and my grades were not over a C, so it did not get into the school paper. And I didn't have a computer at my home. Sally was home, and I wrote it up. And Sally would have these amazing dinner cards. You really don't know who to show. Mark Moriel and Michelle would plug in. It's amazing. And we have it today, Weekly and the rest of the popular columns and the home and media essence. And I'm on to write several other publications. Always a poet. Always a poet. I wrote my first poem when we taught arts and crafts and art and growing publication department, and it was always something that and the latex and that when you grow up and live in this way. And don't just understood. These looks like big eye contact. And it was releasing Hurricane Katrina happened. Fast forward, I was 25. No one did the math on it. And I was released. Water really pushed.
Sorry. Just checking the Facebook Live to make sure there's no comments.
I thought that was Katrina talking. What? Haven't you done enough? And it landed me in Houston. And that is where I stayed in the strategic marketing for Juice magazine. Before Forward Youth Magazine became taken over by Larry Leach, who is we all know BMF. You know, I went through so many different chapters and volumes of my life. And now I'm here, post a separation of my child's father and the death of my mother. I came to Fayetteville, Georgia, because I spent a handful of summers here. My mother's best friend, my mother's a pharmacist. She was a pharmacist. I think you never stopped wanting to care. So she is a pharmacist. Went to Xavier University and became best friends with an amazing woman named Shirley Morris, who is now Shirley Adams. And Shirley is from Lake Charles, but she started a family in Fayetteville, and I would spend amazing summers here. And I just thought it was so cool, even though we had swamps and bayous and Burton Street and, deer come up to the window and the streets so windy. I mean, this little main street looks like a postcard. And when my parents divorced when I was 9, I would think about Fayetteville. You know, you go to these nostalgic places that your parents took you, and I just went there in my head. When my parents divorced, my aunt asked my and she said, and of course that changed the legacy of my life. She wanted to live next door to Sally and Roberts, and I guess I was her unofficial partner. I don't know what that really means. She should talk about it, but my daughter was 3 when I came here, and I decided if I'm really a writer, should I write my next chapter? Like, can I be okay? Houston has been my home, where I met her father, built a home with her, but her mother has been on tour. My soul has been on tour since August 29th, 2005. And so I said to myself, we were going, because my mom said, you can, it's so hard, but you don't know what's on the other end until you get there. And that propelled me. And I came here in 2017 in the head of winter. I drove out here Halloween and stopped. And I chose that night because believe it or not, I still wanted to make it memorable for my daughter. She was 3. So we stopped in little towns and still did Halloween trick or treat. We did. Because every opportunity every scenario is an opportunity to just make a moment and not just have a minute. And I've been doing that ever since my daughter's 9. And due to being a mom and still loving the legacy of the husband, I started New Orleans first baby book club, which is called Baby Gumbo Book Club. Go back home and some stuff with Lindsay there. I did it live with my mom before she passed. I was now this more virtual and just more creative play, which brings me to Tide Flowers, because Tide Flowers is a way, really, it wasn't even work. And does anyone else like this? Did you have something you started and it wasn't even supposed to be work? Right? Like, oh, Wes, you want to DJ? Let me just pinch you up something, because Wes does all the weddings. He is the wedding fashion. About Wes. And Wes would come to me to get flowers. I love wearing flowers in my hair. I've been locked about 210 pounds. So I know now it's like that big chicken flower in there. Still that stickless chick with the same flower in there, but it was all just, again, flowers from Thais. It was just a way for me to still find a way to say that I'm blooming on purpose, and I bloom on purpose, even when you can't see. As an abstract artist and still even African female, my art is not depicted as African American art, because you not see a particular culture and this cage Russian. To use my hands around. So I wanted to have fun with that and find items that I can use that had nothing to do with color of my skin, just as much as I love the boldness of color and relaxing, feel fine. I've used Tide flowers to enrich my own daughter's lives and her friends. My daughter has several reading challenges. She learns on her own awesome level of studying kids. And so I've since created decompression sessions that I go into learning centers, after school programs, and just be relaxing kids. Just and I've been honored enough to work alongside school community gardens. Like, raise your hand, let everybody see that. She got the elevate phones on, like I'm pumping the shirt on, that's all. Working with community gardens because believe it or not, even though I paint flowers, my thumbs are not. That's why I gotta paint, still die. It was an amazing way to find ways to reach inside the homes of neighbors and family members and pull them off the porch, off the lawn, into wherever I am. Turn my garage into the gallery. See so many of mom's truck. You gonna laugh? I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna wash the slide. I'm gonna take a shot. Every time I hit my head, you guys gotta go home and take a shot. Tag me. Please, I'm hilarious. I'm doing this for you, not me. Okay, it's for you. All right, for you to have some good drink. And I've been able to still reach in and find one way. And one more. No, but it's been fun. I started a local to keep my writing intact. I'd like to say I've written for about all the publications here, Citizen, there. Hi guys. You see? I didn't think anyone would be here. No, hold on. Backstory. I just pasted my promo about like 70 hours ago, and my dog got out and ran after him an hour. I was like sweating like the before picture on the deodorant commercial. So the mess, he kept me running for an hour. And I don't think anyone would be here. So basically, I just found a way, as my father said, he was like the top also of New Orleans to, no matter how much he was home, and sometimes you have to play with clothes and all that. And I utilized my garage, which is licensed at the studio. You can actually come. No. As you come, I use my garage for property sign, content production, of that nature. But that's really how we find creative ways to go into the community. So this is so amazing. I can't even believe I have to say this because it just got official yesterday, but I will be the very first artist ever to work alongside Hannah Brothers to do a live painting experience for Cinco de Mayo. We'll be painting Frida inspired flowers. So like, give it up for me.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where Hannah Brothers is.
I will. Hannah Brothers is, if you come right on out, it is literally where it's inside. It's the backyard of the actual movie. Yeah. It's like the cafeteria for the actors. It's where they go for the producers to eat. It's where the full staff comes to eat in a very amazing way. And what I love about it, and I know Trillic has built up, and I've been here about 5 years, and I've been in Pinewood. It was the first seafood buffet that I came to. I'm from New Orleans. Okay, on Friday, it's awesome. Okay, and so it was just so cool when I went there. Just remember, just go back to like your first day of school when you walk in the cafeteria and like you don't know anyone, and then like I'll be walking in now Like, and it was just a beautiful setup, you know, being from New Orleans and having these little boutique hotels in New Orleans with the aesthetic, you know, I like little things, color that top and the left eye, and so I just thought to myself, paint here, like I heard jazz music, I heard people eating seafood, and like people coming up to this little precision painting with this girl from New Orleans, like just for like one Friday, it could feel like Mardi Gras, and I always envision, I guess they call it now. And I met with the marketing department over and over, and I mean, it's, well, I think one of the most challenging things that I'm looking for, frustrating, is to have a vision that's so different and so vivid, you really don't know. If they can see it, you know, I'm from New Orleans, and so I worked with the tourism department there, convention. You know, people travel with their kids, they wanted to go to stuff, you know, we made money about clothes, and, you know, like we did that, and so I'm here, and I see it, I wanted to be there, but if no one else is really kind of doing it, you know, so it's like, how do you project that? You know, like, I don't think that's powerful, you can just put it up the same thing, but if you can, there's definitely more than just these things, because touch doesn't. But they saw what I did in New Orleans as a viable model that was needed. But then again, being in New Orleans, they were men that paint themselves in silver, stand still, and pay for their children to go to college. One of my really good friends after masters, their father was in the best mimes
Statues.
on urban. So I come from a city where, you know, of hospitality, to where me being a night auditor at a hotel, I had a open mic, jazz club, a few feet from the French bars, not even being a female producing an open mic, and that's right around the time of the birth of Neil Soul, but you had Love Jones Field, where Erica Badu was just Erica, and Jessica from Nanny Poets didn't make it to section, and, you know, Ghost was just Omar who liked to read poems. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was such a time that you really can't even survive. And when you go to a whole new city, all of the stigma placed on people, evacuated, refugees, so many things that we have to work against. And when you go into places like Canada, you're from New Orleans, and you're in Fayetteville, you think to yourself, I want to see myself here, not just the fact in the world who survived so much, who so much to cry, so much. And now officially, I don't really, what else to say?
Well, Thais, our first question as a
Oh.
is going to be, what can we as a community do for you? So I feel like now is the perfect time for you to take this conversation in that direction. We'd love to know as a group what we can do to support you. I'll say this to the audience because there's a lot of new faces that have shown up in the room since I looked last 30 seconds ago. This is an organization that was started to help entrepreneurs. I say it all the time, but we can't see the spot we stand on, but everybody else can see it really clearly. So what we are here to do is offer our presenter, Thais, our feedback. It could be literally on anything that you think would help build her up and make her better at what she does. So I'd love for her to tell us what she needs, and then I'd love for us to give back with that plus more.
Really thought I was gonna be but not, and I think that's just what we need. We just need to you can say what we can, what we plan to bring, what it's bringing us to, and then it won't be the same. For example, I was trying to find a really creative way to give them my card. I'm being so honest right now. And I was just like, oh, maybe green shoe, shoe mentioned Ladies understand what this means. That's. Understand that. I love it. Yeah, yeah, and it was like so many others, think about it, like whether it's at a coffee bar or you're in a bathroom, you hear somebody, yeah, he's DJ. You see what I'm saying? Because he wanted to know who you were, and it's like, what's your name? Whitney. You see the Whitneys. And you're just like, how do you get to them? You see the Jasons, like, how do you get to them? It's like, you're scared, you're unprepared, you don't know if you're gonna have what they need. You know, I started creating content in my garage, even though I'm 7 minutes from Charlotte, because I was scared. I didn't know if I could afford it. I didn't know if I could get a babysitter. I didn't know who the Whitneys were, right? And sometimes you have to be your own Whitney, right? And we didn't really take a shot at the bar. I was in a little joke thing. You have to take your own imaginary show at the bar and be your own Whitney. You know what I mean? Because it just so happened she really was going. I was like, oh, good. Now, shout out to your ankles. Heels are like 7 inches. Where are you going to take the steps? And
He's not working out today.
And it was just like, I don't have to be strategic. I don't have to be clever all the time. Sometimes you really are not going to know what to say. Your makeup's not going to set right. I need makeup artist. So I know what's going on with your it's not glass. But you don't know. The dog got out or ran, you know, and it's, I think the most thing that we need is just to know that we can be scared and unprepared and still have a Whitney there that can make us feel like she's a Whitney. Not just like, oh, okay, no, I'm busy. Okay, I'll talk to you later. That wasn't her, by the way. She's awesome.
Never.
That's what we need, just to, yeah, be unevenly yoked and still get your eggs fried, you know? Yeah.
Never heard that. I like that.
This community, like I will tell you, heck, Jason and I just reached out to him this morning because I was like, look, I got a situation I need to talk to you about. Last week, he had a situation that I needed help with.
Yeah.
And so I think the most incredible thing about this community here is we may look fun and have 7-inch heels and all the things, but at the end of the day,
Show
we
up for
are
each other.
tight knit and we're here for each other. And so I think one of the greatest things about what 1 Million Cups has done is not only did we get to meet individuals like you, but we've all got to connect and find each other's little niches so that we can all help each other out. So, you know, yeah.
And I'm gonna just put this point in before we bring in the next question. One of the things that I really should have said is I came here as a school bus. Okay, so I
Okay.
drove school buses in Katy, Texas, where we still have insurance, as an artist, and I came here and drove school buses to Fayette.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a way for me to bring my daughter with me. My daughter was able to get on the bus with me, be my bus kid, and that to me was the most organic way. You know, if you want to meet, you know, the community, pick their kids up. Take their kids out their hands. You want some friends?
Yeah.
You want to support your best, find a way to pick somebody's kids up. You know? So that was great because, you know, I pulled up to houses, you know, in the $1 million bracket. I pulled up to Marine College, you know, it didn't matter political lines. It was a great time. It was one of the most organic, authentic ways to meet. And then the hours provided me time to get off the bus and go into the small mom and pop shops that probably did not get writers, did not know how to get in touch with the kids. And write little small articles and find little local groups. And I used the hashtag Gotta Love Baby. I just use that wherever I went because I didn't know who knew me. I just was in the shop and I was like, well, they read this and they want to read more than me. So they have no people. They may not know that artists, but I didn't know them. I didn't be that pretentious. So.
Well, I want to open up the floor for questions, but I just want to say that you have a lot of your story that is nothing like my story, but I do resonate with one really big piece, which is bringing a part of where you came from to where you are now. And for those of you that don't know, I put on the night market in Peachtree City. And this was an effort between me and a guy, Tommy. We would sit around and talk about where we had been. and the things that we had enjoyed in those places. And night market is that. It's all of the fun memories that I have of Hoboken, New Jersey. Twice a year, they'd have this arts and music festival where they would shut down the street and you'd have music stages on either end. And the street would just be lined with art vendors and food vendors. And it was open containers so people could walk and drink and have a great time. And if you haven't been to night market yet, that's what it is, with one stage, not two. But you feel compelled to create things that create community. And that is, the best way you can do that is either looking for pre-existing formats like 1 Million Cups, or you create it. So I give you a lot of credit for, I don't know if you approached them or if they approached you or how Hannah Brothers, how that came to be, but I absolutely love that you feel that there is a place for you to explore your home here in your new home. I just think that's really great. If there's anything that we can do to help you, like, is that they're commissioning you to do something, or is it a community project? Like, how can we support you?
We did a series of workshops, and being as though I'm not a portrait artist and I'm an abstract artist, paint by numbers, which is what's the more professional term of what we would call a sip and paint. You go there, the numbers are censored out, and you have your colors and you paint. At the end, you all take a picture and what? That's amazing. I went to an all the time. I was thinking my own stronger drinks, the wine. But when you're
Girl, we can drink soon. I'm just telling you.
being as not an abstract artist, I didn't fit my core. And so I would have four parties so there would be four kings. And one of the things I did say that I need to community relations to the demand for care, which offers care to our community. Our home office is in Roswell. And that enabled me to find a way to be creative and trick my art into the medical sector. I never thought of it. And I was just interviewed, and it was called The Blueprint of an Abstract Artist. And it was a good honor because I will share something. We do get caught up in the private sector, and we want big producers and celebrities to buy our art and put it on the wall. And I did take it upon myself to create workshops so I can go in and do team building experiences for companies, mindful kindness projects for kids who are being bullied to actually do art with the kid that is bullied. And just think about things like as a mom, as a 9-year-old, what I would need. You know what I mean? Like pay for your kids who go to my daughter learns at her own awesome level. She's up at 5:50. Stops school at 2:45. She has to do her homework. I'm logging into the learning center. She barely really has time to play. When do we stop reading books to our kids? Generally at about the double digits. But how do they break it down? How do they can't, where's the kids happy hour, right? And so it's been another labor of love because you didn't just a kid from New Orleans out here trying to do some fun. I like to call them the concussion sessions with the kids.
Anybody else? Yeah.
What else do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anybody else have any feedback?
Oh, yeah. So
Where's my cursor? There
this
it
is
is.
fun. So each piece that you see is based on a canvas that I painted. So my magnet here, this is lemonade, is based on a canvas that I did. And there's mud and there's flour for yourself if I don't have socks on. This would be the time where I wish I can have a leg like pop out. Same jeans and everything, I want to work that out. But you're imagining it, so I'm still winning. And then I have a collection of mugs and a collection of socks, as you can see. And it's fun. Here comes the dogs. My dog
Aw.
right here. That's so cute. And so we don't have male models yet, so ladies, let me borrow your boyfriend. Take
Oh my
pictures
God.
of them. Let's put them in my flowers. But these, I got my neighbor, Mr. Herb. He's retired and he makes these really cool little things. No, go back and
Oh.
yeah. And so these are my 2 in-house male models. This is a silver fox and black sun. They live in home with me and I take care of them. Because they wear my designs and I get to put them on them. And if you can get a custom flower design for 75, believe it or not, Corona did an amazing thing for my business, sadly enough, because I was able to work alongside so many funeral homes. They were not able to get fresh flowers, not flowers. They come in a travel safe pack. They're hand painted, scented, and signed, and they have a really, really, really good shelf life. They're real to life. And so I was able to create custom flowers in the colors of grieving parties, which is something really different and unique to do. Each one of my flowers have different names, like that's coffee and cream. Can you get that one right there? Coffee and cream inspired by. This little girl right here was being bullied for her vitiligo. Am I saying it right? Help me out with that.
That's right, yeah, like.
And- Yeah, she was being bullied is one of my really good friends. Most of my models that are kids are my friends' kids, guys. That
Yeah.
is so organic. I haven't done a casting yet, so we got some cute kids. Yeah, but she was being bullied, and so I created a flower inspired by her. And I was like, baby, it's just like coffee and cream all over. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. So we want to make cups. And this picture is about 6 years old. She went on to become captain of her cheerleading team. She graduated, she's in college now. So each one of my flowers have a story to it that just means so much to me. My blue flower here, Miles, is inspired by Miles Davis. I worked at WWOZ in New Orleans, which is the best jazz station in the world, right in the heart of Louis Armstrong Park, and I will part finals like Nina Simone and Ella Fitzgerald and Bess, and I fell in love with Miles.
Do you have a book? Because you need one, you have a lot of stories, like, you are fun. I don't know.
Am I going too long? Like, I don't know how this
No, I
goes.
love
I'm such a
this.
one
Like,
virgin.
You could do a podcast.
Yeah,
You could do
1,000%. 1,000%.
You got the
On-
voice and the delivery.
What's your social media handle? I just did a quick search of like
Did you?
your flowers and it didn't pop up, so.
Well,
Yes.
Tight Flowers is my social media. It's everything. It's on.
Whitney, I'm bringing it up for you.
A little bit, yeah.
So here's the funny part. It should come up. Yeah. So the funny part is, oh, you have I forgot to set home.
I'm still.
I did a magnet. So you can scroll up. This is gonna be yours. I did a magnet.
This one here?
Yes, and I just want to share that with you. Because I forgot it at the number
Oh,
now. I made it a little. I did a whole thing for you. I know
Thank
you're
you.
mad.
Oh, well, you know where to find me. I'm here every week.
I do. I like West
Except that one day.
Haven. I don't have
Yes. So,
the director or a producer or any that flies them. But I invite small businesses that may can't afford pricing of the magazines I've written for them. I sometimes get one, because have you bought eggs?
oh, yeah.
Right? You buy 200 of eggs. Anyway, so I invite businesses to come in and talk to me about their business and make it fun, and they wear some of my art and I wear some of their things, and like DJ West, I'm gonna be painting this what?
Which one?
Your the thing that goes over your
Oh, the facade?
the facade.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Word of the day, facade. The thing that goes in front of the DJ booth, where people try to lean up against it and they cough. It's
not a
really
wall.
like, it's a facade, but as an artist, I took a meeting with him because he is the most popular requested DJ. And I just said, well, if I had like a big marketing department, what would they do? They would do this. And so I did it. And he does some of the biggest weddings. I love the way he does his content. And so I'll be handling this corporate gifting. He doesn't give me couples anything. So you'll be giving them wedding flowers. Their money and Russian.
Let's give him back.
And he said that sometimes he gets booked and he doesn't even know the couples, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to know them so he can play the music for them on their very special day. So I said, let's create a magnet, a couples magnet, and I have that there on the site. You can- A couples magnet with their wedding colors.
And then
And-
what's the other idea
The other idea
about
is.
the honeymoon?
Oh, yes, yes. So I just came up with, well, since I work with so many different companies offering different unique nesting, different corporate gifts. I created a nesting box. So if I were working with DJ West, when he presents gifts to the couple, when they open it up, they'll have a couples magnet that says Amy and TJ. That was a whole.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know.
It is
Oh.
Bethany.org, which is a Christian, bad segue. That is.
Now I get it.
Counseling, what?
It's adoption. Brian's House, another amazing nonprofit, just going to companies and just creating a way to insert myself. You know, art has always just been inserted. So I'll be doing a couples magnet for them. They'll get a lapel pin and flowers to wear. And I suggested to him that he create a honeycomb hideout disc,
Well, you got the mix up.
like a little mix, like old
Yeah.
school, right?
Honeymoon night.
Here's the thing, like
Ooh.
when you, these weddings, you really don't enjoy it. And so afterwards, you're overwhelmed, you're just uncomfortable, you barely get a chance. Some people, like, they're gonna get all these gifts, but you are the DJ, like, you're the last music that
Keep the
their
party
ears
going.
touch,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and you know, you put that on Spotify, right? And then you can create the QR code and you can even do a little thingy with
Album
the QR
card,
code
album
on
art.
it, so they can scan it and do like, you know, help.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be cool.
Get you a Whitney.
Yes.
So that's really what I have done, guys. As I've been here as an artist, I've just found a way to find a way in a very non-offensive way into small businesses. And I don't even charge, you know, if they get my art, they get my art. I just want, I don't, you know, like me with people, that's another thing. Where everything has to have like a color bill connected to it, and sometimes that can be a little bit stressful because money is crazy and you're apprehensive on that, you know what I mean? Like everything doesn't have to even out to an E-class. Sometimes you just wanna get a good tip. You know, just save. Some people,
Well, I'm the queen of freebies. I love a freebie, but I also know my worth. So like, don't sell yourself short because there are times for freebies and there are times to say, you know, so don't do that. Yeah, yeah. Heck, I'm about to go trademark that now.
so, and where's my percentage?
But I love it. I'm serious.
No,
You
no,
have
I love
such a vibe though. And I think one of the things that I'm missing from this, which I need to go scroll through your videos, but I would love, like, I could just sit and talk to you all day. Like, I love your energy is so good. Your vibe is so good. And I would love to see so much of that. Like, yeah, you're good. And I also, we do a women's retreat in the fall. And I put together these really lavish, like wonderful baskets for every one of them. I 100% want to hire you to curate a flower for that. So, 1000%. Would love that.
Oh, my God.
Goodness. Is there another question?
I have a question, and I know Whitney, and the last time, Jason, I know Whitney here.
No, you took the shots at the bar, girl.
And I do it all on gratitude. Learning that you from friends, and I would love to collaborate with workshops, because every workshop we do has creative aspect. of it. Something like, I'm looking at your fellow meditation workshop. We do. So like, I just feel like there could be something there. It's also do. Yeah.
That's why this is so great.
It is.
I want to send my kids to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my kids.
They're not there. And like,
Yeah.
get into like, manifesting
I love it.
and releasing for it. So, but I would love
Oh.
to. See?
Yes.
Also, it's like you got a lot of products in there. I was wondering, do you store all the inventory at your place or do you use a print on demand model?
I don't, that's such a good question, thank you. I struggle with that, being an abstract artist and wanting to have so much hands-on with things like. But no, I don't, my pillows, my mugs, my socks, my pet bandanas and my candles are all drop shipped. As they use the scanning of my art, and the only thing that's done in-house are my magnets, which are affirmation magnets, my original canvas pieces, and my flowers. And I've had some pretty cool people get my flowers, guys, like, and who do we have?
Wait, someone, sorry.
Yeah, no, like, throw me a name, like, a slide to.
Oh.
Who has your flowers?
Yeah, who has it? Like someone really
Oh,
big.
Bruce Willis.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'll take you to meet my husband and we'll go.
Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars loves your.
Bruno,
Bruno.
Bruno, the door open for my flowers. Thank you, Bruno. No, Simone Biles has my flower, but no, I'm gonna share something with you. I love being saying that I was the first to give Simone in. I was in
I don't want to
New
do it,
Orleans,
but I love it.
not New Orleans, in Katy, Texas, the bus driver. She was track training and in from Texas. And I saw a small story done on her. And the cool thing about being a bus driver is hours of cost. Get rid of the kids. I mean, I'm sorry, sleep babies off. Precious education system. And I was able to roll on over, and he was still with her and her mom was just pulling up to training camp, and I went to anything. And I challenged her to the test that you were broken. She never took it down, but I was the very first person to ever give her anything. So I like first. So even to me, she wasn't a big star. I knew she was going to be amazing then, and she did grow to be. So stars like Kimberly Simmons, Erykah Badu, Lisa Nash, who is huge. First of all, I'm just talking about Lisa Nash really was. Like it's one thing to get them out of the way your flowers, but Lisa Nash like really made a cool for cops. Flowers in there. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just amazing people. I did DJ Cinderella's wedding, which was pretty awesome. I didn't get the chance to do a big bouquet, but she did the one that she threw. Yeah. Which to me is hot, because women be like geared up.
Yeah.
Right?
How are you currently connecting with those individuals? Are you reaching out to them? Like, give me the rundown.
So, a lot of it is real. I mean, I introduced Stevie Wonder when I was 15. I being a writer from New Orleans, I was a media guest for Essence. I'd always had those relationships. I bought my first .com when I was check that screen, sir. Hey, baby, drop it. It's like that moment. These are just relationships that I have incubated and stayed strong. Like shout out to like Faith Evans, sent me $100 after the song. I interviewed her just a few weeks before Katrina, and my readers were all over the world. After her. So I needed social media in a way that people didn't even think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because as a writer, as an entertainer, New Orleans, I did not go like that. So I had to use Facebook to make creative stories and before it wasn't an influencer. It was just like, no, I'm really still alive. And so it was different. It was really different. It was a necessity. Yeah. So Lip Service Inc. was the name of my opening. Sponsored by Hypnotic and back in the whole. I'm telling my age. I'm scared at the bar, they see that in the cup right now. That's a grown, they on your chest. And that was how I stayed in touch. Facebook, MySpace, back in the days, like if a celebrity made you their top 10, that was it. And Essence had just passed, and people just helped. Yeah, I took the .com, the URL from my open mic was service. I'd always had enticing objects because enticing was station. I had an open mic that was an erotic open mic. They did romantic poetry only. But I chose romantic poetry only because it was a way of art. I had so many different brands, different sexual orientation, races, and you talk about romance. So it was just a way to bring all these things together. And I was able to modify the URL of the service fee and make it more of an interactive online magazine. This is where I would talk to celebrities about the books that they've written. That's what I've been to do to about down all the stuff because people wanted to do like the big concerts, like Snoop Dogg. They want to go down to the Lakefront Arena and get to Snoop Dogg, but it's going to be really packed and empty in there. But you know, he just wrote that book from Martha Stewart, so if you're at Barnes and Noble, you can catch him before he goes to the airport anyway. So I wrote those articles, and so we had bookmarks. I don't have a bookmark here. That's okay, guys. There's no reason for us to hang out again. And so I had people to just hold up the bookmark just to prove that they were still here. And it just was a thing and stuff. And this celebrities like me from BTC and the rest of them all raised their bookmarks for literacy. And I took Lip Service Inc. and made a little cute, I don't know, I guess maybe like a little virtual space, like a little content house for it, where there's books and pictures of the celebrities as how the bookmarks. There's still the guest book from 2003 where people came and signed at the door, and I get there and sit down and read poetry and books from like when Robert Greene signed the book and since me after our interview, you know, it should still wait for me to get there and still feel like steps from Bourbon Street. And our families.
Bourbon Street. I've tried a couple of times. It didn't work out.
Didn't work out. No, you need flags, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We love you.
You do. That's why I like his night one. I didn't know you put on night.
Yeah.
I really like that. You know, we have the French Quarter Festival. I remember Jazz Fest when it was just like $10 to get in, and you know, it wasn't even.
Oh, yeah. Now it's like 3 days. And yeah.
Okay.
My
But
family
the night
goes.
market is that now, is it a cognitive of like Mardi Gras? No, but it's still that night air in your nose, you know, live music in your ear, you know, that kind of feel. So you gotta just create stuff like that because it's such a good feel.
Thank you. Well, it is.
Alcohol is amazing.
Oh, yeah. That helps. It is just after 10 o'clock. So obviously people are getting up to leave as they have to, which is totally fine. I'd love to invite everybody to stay and hang out. However, Rome has asked me to make sure we keep the volume down because it gets disrupting to the people who pay to work from here. But they said we could all go downstairs and be as loud as we want on the first level. So I encourage everybody to get up, grab a donut and their coffee and head back downstairs, and we can continue to network and congregate and hang out down there. Thank you guys for joining. Thais, you're amazing. Thank you.
Number a week.